Alright, Path of Exile 2 Act 1 has genuinely surprised me. I went into this expecting to get completely destroyed, and don't get me wrong, I have been humbled. But the Druid is honestly one of the most fun action RPG classes I've played in a long time. So in this video I want to give you my honest first impressions of Act 1, what the world feels like, how the Druid plays early on, why the game might not be as brutal as people say, and also why the bosses absolutely do not care about your confidence. Let's get into it. So for context, this is my first proper run through of Path of Exile 2. I'm playing the Druid class completely fresh. I haven't planned any builds. I haven't looked at the skills. I'm just going in, trying to have fun, trying to experiment, trying to see if I can learn the game on my own. And obviously, I do a lot of running face first, straight into danger, and get my ass beat. But it's part of the experience. And after getting through Act 1, I wanted to break down a few key things about this game. I want to break down how Act 1 looks and feels, how the Druid plays early on, whether the class fantasy actually works, what's helped me survive so far, and why the passive tree isn't as scary as it looks. And I know that thing looks scary. Act 1 visuals and environments. First of all, Act 1 looks incredible. One of the things that first stood out to me immediately is how distinct each of the zones feel. I mean, you've got like 3 or 4 different zones that are like basically forests. You've got the Grellwood, Spooky Forest, you've got Clearfell, Logging Area, you've got the Red Vale, which is just an amazing looking place. The Hunting Grounds, again, another amazing looking place. And they all look different, and they all feel different. They're very smart as well. Like, they've got like, some of these places are like during the daytime, some are at night time. And you can feel the atmosphere, you can feel the mood. And then the monsters also reflect that. One of the first dungeons you go to is the Mud Burrow, and it's exactly what you'd expect. Dirty, slimy, it's got bugs everywhere. So you would think like another place like the Grim Tangle would be very similar, because in a lot of action RPGs they just reuse the same environments and assets. No, they're completely different. One has all of these bugs and everything like this and genuinely looks like something's burrowed through it. Another one has all these fungi going everywhere, and then weird monsters coming out and tree roots all over the place. Nothing feels copied and pasted at all. Every area feels unique, has its own identity, and because of that you just really want to explore and push forward and see what you can see. And obviously, usually what's next is a boss there waiting to ruin your day, but that's part of the fun. Now let's talk about the Druid, because I think it's the most important part. One of the biggest complaints people have historically with Path of Exile 2 is early melee combat can feel very rough. Like, you're just literally just going up against a brick wall and you're just going to get one-shotted, or you're going to get surrounded and they're just going to Zerg swarm you. For example, if you're playing a warrior class type, you're basically just going to go into the crowd alone and that's it. So it can feel punishing, but for the Druid feels way more dynamic. You're not locked into just standing there trading hits. You've got a lot of options. You've got skills that freeze people in place, and then that helps you with crowd control. You can actually have a whole build where you could basically attack from afar and basically be a caster if you want to, or you could just play straight up, just face tank everything and just go in there, just go all guns blazing. There are skills as well that also help you to have wolf companions. So you're talking about, this is one of the most hybrid classes you've ever seen. So you've got melee combat, you've got skills where you can crowd control, you've got spells you can cast, you have shape-shifting as well, which is the main point of the Druid class, and it just all blends together nicely. So you can even have minions. As you progress and you unlock more skills, you just feel like there's more and more variety. Like, you'll be switching from one animal to another animal, back to another animal, then to a human form, and it's just so seamless. And can we talk about the fantasy of this class for a second? Because Path of Exile 2 absolutely nailed it. Like, you're fully immersed into this Druid, right? This isn't just a guy with a staff. This isn't a guy just walking around who's just one with nature. You actually feel like a shape-shifting primal force. You've got the werewolf form, the werebear form, and even this wyvern form. Basically a mini dragon, which is crazy. I don't know any game, I'm sure there might be one out there, but I don't know any game where you can just turn into a mini dragon. And they all have distinct things, like they run different, they move different, they hit different. It's something I've not seen done in this way in any other action RPG. You really do feel like you're completely one with nature, which is probably why every Druid I've met so far looks like they don't take showers.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Like, listen, you can be spiritual and you can be clean. You can be one with nature and you can still have some decorum, mate. The combat pacing is also really satisfying. It starts a bit slower as you would expect, like you got your beginning areas and whatnot, but once you start getting a few core skills, you start clearing enemies much faster, and then you start thinking, wait, am I kind of strong now? Like, you start absolutely deleting packs, freezing enemies, moving around, crowd controlling. It is very addictive. It feels really good. One of your main skills, Lunar Sock, freezes monsters mid-fight and helps you crowd control, and then you can just take them to pieces. And it's synergistic too. There's so many synergistic skills where you do something and then you use another skill and it boosts that skill. I mean, take a look at the Werebear form. For example, the Fury of the Mountain skill creates fiery fishes along the floor, and you can use your Furious Slam skill, which has its own skill, to then reignite those fishes. Again, same thing with the Shockwave Totem. So suddenly you could get a massive amount of area clear very quickly. And it's 3 different skills, all with their own effects, all with their own support gems, working synergistically with each other to absolutely clear the area. And it just makes the power fantasy of the Druid feel so good till you get one shot by a boss and they remind you, you are not the main character. Not yet, but I am Neo. Beginner survival tips. Now, I'm not claiming to be some Path of Exile 2 expert, but Act 1 has already taught me some things that I feel like important and that helped early on. So here are a few beginner friendly takeaways. Number 1, try getting +1 or +2 to skills on items. This feels huge. It boosts all of your skills immediately. You feel stronger and you can take down enemies more quickly. Number 2, if you're playing a more melee leaning Druid, you need to have regen and you need to have some life leech if you can. Both will just keep you alive, because as you progress, yes, you might clear enemies quicker because you might be stronger, but you need to be able to trade hits, and the enemies will keep hitting harder as you progress into the different zones. You can't face tank everything like I do. The game will punish you. Number 3, coupled to this, you want to stack armor. I really feel like stacking armor is the most helpful thing. I mean, you can have energy shield, but I think armor is the way to go because it reduces the amount of damage you take, and it's not too hard to get. The items are very straightforward. Some items, they boost your evasion. Some items give you energy shield and armor. So it's whatever build you want to do, you can do it. But for me, I'm happy with armor. I do have a bit of energy shield, but it's not important to me. Number 4, try to keep your mana up as well, because you're constantly casting and shapeshifting, and some of your skills, they actually increase how quickly you perform that skill, meaning you will spend mana quicker. So you want to have some type of mana leech if possible, but definitely mana regeneration. And then number 5, one of the things I do is I don't hoard items. I try to use all the power-ups I have, all of the bits and pieces like the exalted orbs and all of those things that basically upgrade a normal item to a magic item, upgrade a magic item to a rare item, upgrade a rare item to have more attributes into it. I just go crazy with it because it's just each time I feel like there's more than a 50% chance that I'm going to get something good when I use these, and boosting your items into rare items is the way to go. That's helped me significantly. Every time I've got stuck, this is what I've focused on. Sometimes it's not about changing the skills you use, it's more of a case of doing the same skills that you have in the rotation you have, but upgrading your items to basically make you take less damage and deal more damage. Passive skill tree, it's just not as scary as it looks. I mean, when you look at it, it is massive. There are so many skills, but what you have to understand is it's one skill tree that's been made that every single class uses. And I believe once this game is fully complete, there's going to be 12 different classes, at least 10, and they're all using the same skill tree. But here's the thing, you start off at different points and you only start off on 2 nodes. So actually the pathway is not actually as complicated as you think. You start off with either an attack option or a defensive option, and then you just push from there. I mean, me personally, I like to keep going for like attack options, but I'm trying to get some regen along the way. I'm trying to get some stun build up as well. I'm trying to eventually go for the armor, and then I can see there seems to be something called rage that like I've just started to unlock for the druid, and that's something that I want to go and push towards. So it's more like a roadmap, and you just have to figure out what you want. Do you want more damage? Do you want more survivability? Is it more shape shifting power? power, and the way the game is, it's not going to set you off on like the wrong course so that instantly your build is bad. And the nice thing is as well, you can refine your passive points. You just need gold. It's a big but not impossible long-term system, and I really like it. It's actually not that bad. People act like it's super complicated. It's not that bad, and it's actually quite rewarding when you get used to it. So my final verdict. So overall, Act 1 of Path of Exile 2 has been an amazing first experience. The world looks great, the atmosphere is immaculate, and the Druid might genuinely be one of the most fun starter classes I've ever used because of how flexible it is. You get melee skills, you get spells, you get transformation, you get minions in the form of wolves, and obviously you get humbled by bosses repeatedly. But it's part of the game. It's part of the game. And even when you get humbled by the bosses, it's not unfair. It's you, you know? And by you, I mean the boss was unfair to me because obviously I don't make no mistakes, you know? I told you. Top 5 Druid player of all time in my bedroom right now. Top 5 Druid player of all time. What did I say? Ignore what I said before. So if you like this video, please drop a like, subscribe to the Zero Cooldown channel, and join the Druid journey. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm going for revenge. I am going to get revenge on all these bosses who took me out. And by took me out, I mean I tripped over, okay? It wasn't me, it was them, and it was lag. Yes, I did pay my internet bill.
Will always be back.